something will happen before you go to church. I have spoken to a young man yesterday, and he was studying to become a pastor in Tyndale. And I mentioned to him that I have a cup, and I will be preaching in this church. And he said, it happens to me too. That before the day that he will be preaching, something will happen. Spouse, disagreement with the spouse. Okay? Before the Bible study, don't you find it strange na nangyari na ba sa inyo? Okay? A-attend ka ng Bible study, bigla kayo mag-aaway mag-asawa. You know, all of a sudden, if it's not with the kids, it's with the wife, right? All of us, something will happen, something will come up, right? Something will come up. And don't think that it's not natural. Like years ago, my wife, Jeanette, I was hoping she was here, but then she got to work, right? We had set up an agreement. I told her, you don't fight during weekends, only weekdays. I have to speak in the church, you know. It's difficult for those who stand at the front and you are fighting with your spouse and you're putting your face in the church. How's everything? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. But you were, you had a big discussion with your wife, and it is difficult for a minister to stand at the front trying to uplift you guys, and all of a sudden my wife is, you don't look at each other. But, it worked for a while. You just can't help but vibrate and disagree. But it's a strange thing that when we serve the Lord, the enemy is always there to get us, right? According to the founding director of Freedom Village, if you listen to 99.5, this guy, I'm a fan of this guy, Pastor Fletcher Brothers. He said that the attacks against pastors are very intense. And according to him, he has not seen the assault and the aggression by the devil this severe, right? As Jesus has said, strike the shepherd and you will scatter the sheep. The most effective way to destroy a church is what? To destroy its pastors and its leaders. Just destroy the shepherd, and everybody will run away, right? How can I say? I've been to this church, I've been in the ministry for a while, and I've seen splits upon splits, right? It doesn't glorify the Lord. But the good thing is, the Lord is patient with us, and He knows that we are sinful men and women who try to minister and serve the Lord. And He honors that, right? He honors that. Now, 3 things I would like to discuss to you today, and it is highlighted by our text. The first one is found in verse 12. Right? It says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." So what is the first point? A struggle is taking place. Okay? A struggle is taking place. One mark of a genuine Christian is the struggle that exists in the heart and mind of the believer. So if you are struggling right now to do that which is of God, or to do that which is for yourself, then you are a believer. And it is a mark of a believer if there's a struggle. Because if there's no struggle, and committing sin is just like smooth sailing, then that means nobody is reminding you and the Holy Spirit is not with you. So if you have a struggle, don't be surprised about it. Okay? If you're a new believer in the Lord and you are struggling, it means that you are a believer. Right? The struggle to obey God and His Word against the desire of the flesh, the world, and the suggestion of the enemy are the choices the believer has to make. Okay? A struggle will take place because God, before He saved us, we are soaking in sin. But after God saved us through Jesus, we were liberated from the bondage of sin. We are free. We now have a choice. Our old nature of sin enslaves us to commit sin. Our nature will lead us and will cause us to sin. We have no choice before but to sin because of our sin nature that we inherited from our parents, Adam and Eve. We are slaves to sin before, but when God saved us, He set us free. That is why we can sing. For those old-timer Christians, we can sing. For the old-timer says, I am so glad Jesus has set me free. Singing glory, hallelujah. Jesus set me free. Now, who knows that song? Don't be ashamed. Right? These are a long time ago. But for the new Christians, he says, I am free to dance. I am free to sing. I am free to live for you. I am free. And when we are singing here in this church, right? Yeah. We are free because the Lord God has set us free. Jesus has set us free. No longer captive to the yoke of slavery. Since we now have a choice, there will be a struggle in our heart and our mind. A choice to follow God and a choice to follow our own will. Okay? There is a wrong notion among Christians. Many Christians caught the wrong notion that after being saved, possibly because of the Christians that share the gospel. Sometimes when we share the gospel, we try to make it sweeter, right? As if there will be no more problems after becoming a Christian. That's wrong. There will be no more problems. That's true. And life will be smooth sailing. Another is that there exists an impression that we will be shielded from trials and an open door and a quick escape to prosperity. Some Christians, they offer everything to the new believer or to the person that they are trying to reach. Since we are now the child of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the God who created the heaven and the earth, many thought that problems, trials, temptations will eventually disappear and it will be replaced by prosperity, happiness, and ease of living. On this side of eternity, that is not a guarantee for us. What am I saying? While here on earth, becoming rich is not guaranteed. Okay? Otherwise, you will see my Lamborghini outside. That's not the case, right? It is not a guarantee, right? But on the other side of eternity, when we will be united with Christ in heaven, those are guaranteed to us by the Scriptures. So when you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, our eternity starts now. But on this side of heaven, we are struggling, we are in pain, we are fighting amongst each other. But God is greater. God is bigger than our problem, right? God is bigger in everything. God will not always shield us from troubles, trials, and temptation. He will allow us to experience this in our lives, but the promise is that God will never leave us. He promised not to forsake us. He promised that He will be with us until the end of this world. We may be at war right now, but God is with us in this battle. The outcome has been known. In Jesus Christ, we have the victory. The battle has been won. Jesus declared it, it is finished. So when He was hanging on the cross, when He says, it is finished, He wasn't referring to Himself, but He was referring to the enemy of our soul. And Jesus said, it is finished. Because He satisfied the requirements of our Father in heaven, but that there will be a blood, there will be remission. Without the shedding of blood, there will be no remission of sins. See, this word should encourage us to go on and fight the good fight. There will be a struggle, but the battle has been won at Calvary. So there is a struggle. And next point. The struggle is not with man. Okay, let me drink first before this is. So our struggle is not with man. A struggle is not against flesh and